for their great play in the game and also be given a certificate honoring their accomplishment. My wife Sam and I are proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the WTIM Tornado Player of the Game this school year.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark. People's Bank and Trust. They put people first. You'll find those streams on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook or WTIM TV YouTube. I have Safe Passage co-coordinator Denise Evans in studio right now. Great to have you back here, Denise.
Hello.
So, Safe Passage, how's it been going the last little while?
Busy, as it always is. It never slows down. We get calls constantly, people coming in asking. Last month, we had, I think, like 28 people actually come into the office and ask for help. And we were able to help those. And, we're still working on a few of them. Just depends on what their issue is and when we can get them beds. But we're doing very well.
If I remember right, that sounds like a number that's a little bit decreased since the last time you came in. Seem to remember more than one a day on average coming in over the course of November.
Right.
So,
well, we still have calls that people don't come in. A lot of times family members or even the person may have just questions. Our office is located in the Taylorville Police Department, and sometimes people, might have issues about coming in a police department, but they do not have to, because when you come into Safe Passage, you are safe. You see either Debbie or myself, and we're in our office. You're not around any officers or anything else. So it's actually a safe place.
And remind folks, for those who may not be familiar, I know you and me are very familiar with what Safe Passage is, but for those who may not be familiar, let them know what it is, if you could.
Okay, Safe Passage is a program that started like 4 years ago here in Christian County, and it is a program where someone with substance abuse issues can come into our office, and we will help them get into a rehab facility, help them with sober living, help them with anything that they need. Doctor's appointments, I've made those, get them on medicine, whatever they may need. I'd say about 95% of people that are addicted to drugs or alcohol also have some mental issues, and the mental issues meaning depression, anxiety, PTSD, something like that. And that just goes along with the addiction. So we have to find them, a rehab facility, the right counseling and everything to take care of that.
And so if you're looking for help, walk on into the Taylorville Police Department. Any time, any hours, any day or night?
They can come in day or night. And if for some reason I can't be there, I definitely do return their calls and call them back and make an appointment for them.
I know you rely heavily on volunteers. How's your volunteer situation look right now?
We always need volunteers for drivers. Being a driver, all you need is a valid driver's license and your own vehicle, and car insurance, of course. And when we do find the client a facility to go to, then we will call the volunteer, ask if they can drive the client there, and we do give them gift card for gas.
Once they go through rehab and that, the recovery process is in a way just beginning too, once they completed it. I know one of the things that you sponsor with Taylorville Safe Passage is the Celebrate Recovery program. Is that still going strong?
The Celebrate Recovery is every Tuesday at the Davis Memorial Church. It starts at 5:30, and that is a meal, and then they go into the meetings, and it's very good, and it's for the public.
What other kind of resources do you have for folks that are exiting rehab and still continuing their treatment?
A lot of people they don't like to come back to the same surroundings that they left because that is a bad trigger. So they we have sober living homes all over, and I can get them in a sober living home where they would live. There is maybe up to maybe 10 people in the house, men or women, and they still go to counseling. They just have curfews. They can get a job, whatever, like that. But it is still in a safe place for them to be in safe surroundings. They can do that. They can go to meetings. We have meetings here every night at the First Presbyterian Church in Taylorville, and there are meetings all over in every city usually. Um, they can do that. We have, counseling services here in Taylorville. We can set them up with, I've set them up with doctor's offices, all kinds of different things. So we still, after they get out of rehab, we still continue to stay in contact with them as much as we can.
And that goes along with a big part of Taylorville Safe Passage, the education part of
Mhm.
it as well. And you are working on that coming January.
Right. In January, I want to start having, I don't know, awareness meetings, mini seminars in the downstairs in the meeting room at the municipal building. And this would be open to the public. And what it would entail is we're just making people aware of what substance abuse is, different drugs that may be around. Um, and it can happen to anyone. People, I've been to different places and, tell them that I am with Safe Passage. And, if you have any questions, and some people, I don't know if they get offended, but they're like, oh, I don't need to know anything about that. Well, I'm sorry, but everyone needs to be aware of substance abuse. It happens everywhere. Um, so we just want to make people around here aware of that, and we want to start having public meetings for them.
Why do you feel it's so important for someone who may not struggle with substance abuse to be educated on the topic?
Because you never know, your family member, your friends, anyone that you may run into, work, whatever. It can, like I said, it can happen to anyone. So you need to be aware. You need to be aware of the different changes that that person might start having, so you can see up front, catch it before it's too late.
I understand. And alongside that as well, just out in public, if maybe you see somebody struggling to, I'm not really sure what you can do, but
Mhm.
I know that it's important at times to carry Narcan around or just have it in your glove box, just to be aware of that kind of thing too. And that's, I'm sure, something else that you'll be covering as well, just the
Mhm.
way to respond to emergencies involving
Right.
drug
Yeah, right.
situations.
The police officers and myself all carry Narcan.
Mm.
Um, I know they have a different, like the facilities.
Right.
I mean, the meeting halls here and stuff like that. I've given it to them because you never know when
Right.
you might need it.
I mean, I have it in my glove box
do you?
just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case I see somebody, that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right.
It's just something else to think about out there.
Uh-huh.
Denise, before we head into a quick timeout, anything else that you want to touch on?
Just the awareness. It's happening more and more. It's everywhere. But it is very heavy here in Taylorville. And you just need to be aware of your surroundings.
That's coordinator of Safe Passage, Taylorville Safe Passage, Denise Evans, here on the WTIM Morning Show. More from her after a quick break here on WTIM, your information station.
WTIM.
Check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and Chicago wheat all trading higher at this hour. December corn 646.5 up 5 1/4. March corn up 3.5, 657.5. May corn 657 up 3. January beans 1476 up 15.5. March beans up 15, 1480.5. May beans 1485 3/4 up 15. December Chicago wheat 741 up 8. March wheat up 7.5, 762 and a quarter. January bean meal 458.10 up 790. January bean oil 62.64 up 44 cents. In the livestock market, January feeders unchanged 183.65. December live cattle 155 even up 60 cents. December lean hogs 82.20 up a quarter. The energy market at this hour, January crude oil 74.87 up $1.70. I'm Jim Taylor for the RFD Radio Network.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills and backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort. Schedule an appointment today by calling Blakely Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 824-4684, 824-4684. Bryant, whatever it takes.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dream. With plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact me, Daniel Rizzo, agent at Daniel Rizzo Agency, Inc. at 823 West Spresser Street, Suite 1 in Taylorville, or call 217-562-4433 today.
At Central Illinois Outdoors with me, Jared White, we want you to be a part of the program as well via the Archer's Alley Catch of the Week. Each week, we'll select one of your pictures submitted at centralillinoisoutdoors.com and invite you to tell your story of the great outdoors. We're looking for your kid's first catch or even your first big buck. There's a simple, easy form you can fill out on your phone or computer at centralillinoisoutdoors.com. Send us your story, send us your pic. centralillinoisoutdoors.com and the Catch of the Week, brought to you by Archer's Alley, North 22nd Street in Decatur.
Take News Talk WTIM programming with you wherever you go, both live and archived. News Talk WTIM streams 24/7 simply by clicking the Listen Live icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. And to hear archived WTIM programming like the morning or noon farm shows, expanded local newscast, morning show interviews, Swap Shop AM or PM, click the audio on demand icon in the upper left-hand corner. Whether it's your smartphone, tablet, or desktop, News Talk WTIM stream is with you wherever you go 24 hours a day at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
It's a WTIM morning show. I'm Avery Cooper. Glad to have you along. Your stream brought to you by Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better with Landmark and People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first. And again, you'll find those streams on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook or on YouTube when you search WTIM TV. I have coordinator Denise Evans of Safe Passage of Taylorville, a program that'll take anybody that has I'll let Denise kind of describe it. What is Safe Passage?
Safe Passage is our program in Taylorville. We've been around here for 4 years. And if you have any issues with substance abuse, alcohol, you can walk in, call us, and we will help you get into rehab, counseling, whatever you might need.
Before we move into a little bit of a lighter note, Denise, is there anything else that you'd like to touch on when it pertains to Safe Passage and your efforts? I know, last year you received some grants. Are there any updates in that department? Basically anything else that we haven't talked about Safe Passage itself.
Yes. Last year, we received the second grant, federal grant, and that will continue on. Hopefully pretty sure we've got it again. That helps us tremendously because, working this program is not free. And so, also we love and want to thank everyone for donations that they might send in. We get business donations, private donations from residents here, and that always helps. I have to buy gift cards. I buy gift cards from Casey's only because Casey's is pretty much everywhere around when they're driving to rehabs.
Right. That's for the gas
and
cards for the volunteers, right?
Yes. And they get gas with that. So, that everything helps. Just anything that, if you want to help volunteer, just call me.
And on a little bit of a lighter note, you work in the Taylorville Municipal Building, is that right?
In the Taylorville Municipal, it's the Taylorville Police Building also, on the other end, I
Right,
guess,
right. And in that building, there's is it Freedom Tree? Is that what it's called? What is it? Or no, not the Freedom Tree, the Giving Tree, the Angel Tree.
Angel Tree.
Angel Tree. The
Okay.
Angel Tree just looks
At
super
Christmas
great.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the Freedom Tree, I think, is something that some organizations do during the 4th of July. I'm mixing
okay.
them up.
Yeah.
But no, the Angel Tree looks fantastic in Taylorville Municipal Building in the police station.
Downstairs we have a large meeting room, and yesterday when I went, my office is downstairs, and yesterday when I went, part of it was all closed off and locked, and I'm like, what's going on in here? So in a few minutes, when the officers came down, Jody, and I asked her, she opened it up, and I could not believe the whole room filled with presents for kids. The Angel Tree has been going around, like, I think they call it blessing boxes, and they put the blessing boxes in different businesses here in Taylorville. So people will drop the toys in or clothes in or whatever. Everything has to be new. And then the police officers went around and they collected it and they put it there in the meeting room. Now they are separating everything by the kids' names. And I don't know the exact date, but then the parents are supposed to come in and pick up the bag. I could not believe how they're, everything these kids are going to get. It's going to be great. And we just want to thank everyone for donating. It's just, it was unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. How nice and helpful everyone is around here, around Taylorville.
Are you still taking donations for the Angel Tree?
I don't know if they are or not. I mean, they may be because they still have a lot to get together. But if they do, they can call the Taylorville Police Department, Now's Dispatch, and they will direct them.
Well, that's fantastic. Anything else that you'd like to add about the Angel Tree before we move on?
Just, that I just, like, again, I want to thank everyone because when we moved here, or brought our office for Safe Passage here 3 years ago, I could not believe the, how am I going to say it? How everyone just welcomed us, welcomed the program, and how everyone has been giving and helping. And it's just great, how Taylorville comes together and helps everyone.
Denise, if someone is struggling, obviously you are there for them. Are there any other steps that they can take before they, maybe, I'm trying to think of other ways that they can help themselves before they're thinking about the Taylorville Police Department's Safe Passage program? And any crisis lines, anything else like that that maybe you want to share? Any other resources?
Well, of course, a lot of people will reach out to friends and family, and Safe Passage is so big now that a lot of the churches have become involved, so they would know who to contact. We mentioned Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday nights. They can contact anyone there. Dennis Mesker is the pastor there, and he could direct them to us, to Safe Passage, to contact.
And I'm sure there's a national helpline if anyone's interested, and it'll direct you to programs like Safe Passage or maybe some other groups, but it's 800-662-4357 if you or someone else maybe are in crisis. Denise, anything else that you'd like to add before you go?
I think that, like I said before, everyone needs to be aware. We are going to schools, to different organizations, and trying to make everyone aware of what Safe Passage is, what drugs can do to you. I will have before and after pictures soon to take to the schools to show the people what can actually happen.
It's coordinator of Safe Passage, Denise Evans. Thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W241 CF Taylorville, 107.5 W298 CD Shelbyville, 107.9 W300 EH Payne and Nokomis.
News this